The verb explain requires more detail than the verb identify. We're going to use the same idea, the causes of World War I, this time explaining them. And I'm going to use the same three factors or same three causes that we discussed with identify. So we'll start with imperialism. Imperialism was about countries wanting to take over other countries, as we said in the previous one. Because of imperialism, there was rivalry between various countries, partly because they were rivals for different places, particularly outside of Europe. Within Europe, this is particularly the Austro-Hungarian Empire, wanting to reassert its authority over various places. This wanting to take over places and this rivalry leads to increased tension between the countries that are involved. And then because of this tension, when something dramatic occurs, like the assassination of the Archduke, when something dramatic occurs, this tension that we've mentioned makes the issue even more dramatic or more, has greater consequences. Therefore, it contributes to World War I. Secondly, we talked about alliances. And with alliances, it's not just that different countries had deals with each other, but in particular, small countries having bigger countries or more militaristic, or countries with bigger armies, all of those different versions of what bigger means, on their side, willing to back them up, which means that those smaller countries might be more willing to stand up against their enemies or against would-be enemies. And as with imperialism, therefore, when something dramatic occurs, when somebody feels threatened, this can then contribute to what becomes World War I. Thirdly, the assassination of the Archduke. When this happens, the Serbian national who does it means that Austria-Hungary can make demands of Serbia, quite large, rather significant demands of Serbia, because it was one of their nationals who committed that act. Serbia, however, rejects these demands, partly because of the alliances that they had, and this therefore leads to World War I. If this is identify, this is explain, you can see that there's a lot more detail in there about what each one means and how each one contributed to World War I. In the next video, we'll look at analyse, which requires even more detail.